Hello, I'm Debbie Gilbert from the Best Business Women Awards, and today I'm joined by Hela Wozniak from Sister Snog, and I feel like I've been transported back to the final in 2019 because she is wearing the same outfit that she wore when she won the award, along with her business partner Annie, for Best Networker. Welcome, Hela.
Thank you.
Got her award.
Here I am, and I have been transported back, and I thought it was quite fitting, to just to step into the shoes of perhaps the highlights of last year. Was the whole event and obviously winning, but it wasn't just the winning, it was actually, you have these red letter days in your life, in your business life, in life in general, and the Best Business Awards was one of my red letter days.
Oh, well, Hela, you're a connectress.
I am a connectress.
That. So I really want to know, why did you set up Sister Snog? What is the history behind that? And what is it you do?
Well, two very good questions, which I will answer. So way back, Annie and I, who are the yin and yang of Sister Snog, the heart and soul, we met while we were doing a direct marketing diploma course nearly 30 years ago. So there you see, I'm giving away my age. And we connected. And fast forward, we actually then decided that we would start a business. So it was a branding consultancy, a boutique branding consultancy called Snog the Agency. And in the early days, we were pitching, we were doing the beauty parades, and then we decided, hang on a minute, I think because there's two of us and pitching takes a lot of work, let's discover the world of networking. So in those days, which was actually before Facebook, I hasten to add, we went to whatever there was, there was the Chamber, there was the IOD, there was BNI, there was BRE. And then one day we said, wouldn't it be nice to be ladies at lunch, projecting to the future? So we said, why don't we have a lunch, invite two clients, two prospects, and see what happens? And that was in February 2002. So that's where the very, very beginning of Sister Snog, that, we had a lunch, there were 6 of us, it was a buzz, we chatted, we connected, and we said, let's just do it again and see what happens and see who arrives, see who turns up. So there was no, let's wake up and create a tribe of remarkable business women.
So that was the embryonic stage. And then
that was truly embryonic. Yes. And then as time went on, more and more people arrived. And the great thing about Annie is she's very left brain. She's into data. She records. She is Mrs. Database. She is Mrs. Finance, which is great because that's why we're a partnership that works. And then as time went on, we realised we'd hit on something in that we were attracting a whole bunch of amazing business women who were looking for a refreshing alternative to some of the more traditional networking organizations. I mean, today, there's just everything for everybody. It's kind of like soap powder, isn't it? There was once when it was just, everything was washes whites whiter. Now it doesn't, whatever you need, you can find it. So Sister Snog then evolved, and it was the pressure of people saying, we want more events. We want you to kind of create something that has I think of it as a spaceship now. Maybe at that stage it was kind of like, a small camper van. And so we created a website. It was ahead of its time because it was all HTML and Flash and, it looked good, but nobody could find it. And then we've just sort of evolved over the years, and all our business for the boutique branding consultancy came via Sister Snog. So it essentially at the beginning was like a sales channel so that we could bring people together, and that's where we got the business.
So what do you think makes you a great connectress? What's that ingredient that you...
Well, I think ever since I was a young thing, I've been doing this, which is I can kind of feel intuitively when people should come together. And I think that's also why Sister Snog now, we say that we're selective. We're not inclusive in that it doesn't matter. It's not like a lifeboat, nor are we so exclusive that you can't get in. But what you find, if you have the right people with the right mindset, which is kind of the essence of sisterliness, it's almost like I should create a perfume that has a load of pheromones in it called sisterliness pheromones. But that is, it's kind of like creating a massive jigsaw where everyone's an individual, but when you put them together, they fit. Because what we don't want to do is say, this is what a sister looks like, and you've got to fill it. You've got to be this square. No, you've got to be a jigsaw piece. But you've got to have certain values, certain approaches. You know, we like women who'd be willing to go skinny dipping and have got a sense of adventure. And, you know, that's what business is like. You know, it's one big merry-go-round. So what happened is we had all this business via Sister Snog, but Sister Snog then started to grow. And at one stage, both Sister Snog and Snog the agency kind of needed more than 50% each of our time. So we had to decide, do we create our own brand, or do we carry on branding for others? And each branding product takes a bit of your soul. And we didn't have much soul left. It's the devil. No. So what we said, let's create our own brand and do things the way we want to do, and create a brand for women, made by women, focused around women. And there's a great book by Faith Popcorn, who's a futurist. It's not a futurist anymore because this was nearly 20 years old, but you know, it was the 8 truths of marketing to women, and we kind of use that. It's good to have a Bible that you set off with, and we still, you know, refer to it today. And you need to appeal to the emotion as well, you know, as the head. So it's rational, emotional, intrinsic, all these values. And I've always enjoyed creating events. So let's create events that have got a bit of, you know, feminine flair and celebrate being women.
So that's where the attention to detail comes in. Because
I guess
these aren't ordinary events, are they? Describe the whole experience from when people arrive.
Well, our flagship event, I would say, still goes back to First Friday 2002. And if you think about mixing business with pleasure, and imagine going to a mini wedding once a month, that's what First Friday is about. But then what we need to always ensure is that there is a business focus. This is first and foremost a business club that will boost your bottom line and will expand your knowledge, and will bring people together in a safe tribal environment so that you can, you know, share your wins, you know, have advice about your challenges, learn new things. It's, you know, it's a massive kind of academy of supremely knowledgeable women, but nobody knows everything.
No.
But the great thing, like Henry Ford said, you know, even though I don't, I know 4 men that can give me the answers. So being part of a tribe, it's a tribe, it's a gang, it's, you know, when you're growing up, where do you get the best buzz? It's your mates. So having friends in business will it will boost your bottom line. It will make your future rosier, always.
And so the events, I think, are very layered, and they start with the theme, and then you build everything around this theme of the questions people are set at their tables to ask, with the decorations, with the topics people are discussing. So it's like you build this event up.
It is. It is. So it always starts with an idea, and the idea is linked to something to do with business. And that's the same for the business boosters, because we need to keep up to date with what's going on. And it's very difficult to do, but it's all about other people will give you those bits of information, those nuggets. And then how do members get into the spotlight to share what they know? Because I've always been allergic to the 60-second elevator pitch, although you should be able to condense what you do, you know, on the back of a postage stamp. But people want to know what people do. So how can we create an environment where members' expertise can shine? So that's what we call the knowledge bank. And then the business boosters are the ideas exchange. And then First Friday is part of the sisterly connection. So the first Friday, sisters are actually the embodiment of the event. So if we have a theme, whatever it might be, that's linked to business, then, you know, in February, for example, we were celebrating, it's rubies and roses, and it's women in their 40s, because that's ruby, so that's what we wore, and it was about heart, because it was February, you know. So through the year, we plan what each month's focus is. So February is about more. Therefore, the breakfast was Insta Love. It's kind of, it's all linked, and it's finely tuned and tweaked. And so you're right about layers. And that's what it should feel, effortless. And it's almost like if you're in it, you don't even truly appreciate or recognize, because we don't labor it. It's got to be experienced as something simple and effortless, and that's when you've made something really good. Because if you labor how difficult it is and roll your eyes at every 5 minutes, you know, it's about experience. And as brand owners, it's all about, you know, branded entertainment. You've got to entertain your clients, your customers, and make them want to come back for more. So what we always say is, at each event, each interaction, our aim is to leave a hint of perfume on the pillow and a flurry of chiffon in the corridor.
That's a great analogy. And interestingly, one of our judges of your category last year is a man, and he read your entry, and one of his comments was, "These events sound incredible. I just need to now go and change into a woman to be something along those lines."
Yeah, no, that's brilliant.
He was really, he also runs or had run some networking events himself with his business, and he was saying that you know, how you'd communicated what you did, he got a very good flavour of everything that you offer, and this was all from your entry, which kind of brings me on to the next question, really, is why did you enter the awards? What made you do that?
Well, I think awards have been on our radar, I think, since we started, in all honesty, and I think they're on the radar of many people. And it was sometimes it's about confidence, actually. It's and I did, in all honesty, use the excuse of I don't feel that the website's quite as it should be. I am a Virgo, I'm a perfectionist, I need things to be just so. But really, I was hiding behind a big fat excuse, to be honest, because the website was, you know, in progress.
But Hela, in all honesty, it can be quite scary putting yourself out there, even if it's just to a judging panel, can't it?
Well, it is, yeah, in all honesty. And although I've got a great imagination, I did imagine getting this, obviously.
You visualise.
Yeah, I can always see things. And what made me enter was the fact that, you know, Annie's more competitive than I am, but we all like a bit of a challenge, both of us. And we were seeing people within our tribe entering and winning awards. Now, we also would talk about the winning mindset and how important it was. However, it's not very good if you talk about it and you're not doing it yourself.
It's got to be an example. You are a tribal leader, and you have to set that example to others.
You absolutely do. So that is one of the reasons. And also, you know, you have to choose which awards, and we are surrounded by best businesswomen, amazing businesswomen, remarkable businesswomen. So this was the one that actually drew me above the others. And you know, and I knew some people who had won, and I did actually want to be in those footsteps.
Fabulous.
Yeah.
So, I'm sort of going to skip ahead a little bit to then our conversations post awards.
Yeah. And
you decided to come on board as a sponsor for the Most Inspiring Businesswoman, which is one of our flagship categories. you know, what do you think makes an inspiring businesswoman? What are those ingredients?
Well, it's very interesting because in one way, all women who are in business are inspiring businesswomen because they've taken that step. I have an allergy to two particular things. Number one, queen bee syndrome. Number two, imposter syndrome. And the more that, and you know, it's talked about and people, you know, and admit it, etc. But I think we are our own worst enemies for queen bee and imposter. The more we talk about it, everyone's like, yeah. We are all inspiring, and I think it's our kind of, well, it's our duty to inspire the next generation and each other. And I did kind of look at the the word inspiring, and I have to, because I want to do a blog about this. You know, the thing about inspiration is it's contagious. And if you are doing something, you are showing others that this is possible. Because we're all kind of ordinary people doing extraordinary things, but it's the whole fact that we're doing it. So being inspiring is about being inventive. And when you're running a business, it is one of the things that you need to be able to do is be inventive and, you know, sort of work things out. It's about being ingenious. It's about having imagination. And the next generation should be inspired by the existing generation.
No, I agree.
What I also find is sometimes, you know, everyone's quoting certain people. You know, if I see a quote with Oprah or Michelle Obama, I'm like, oh, really? You know, let's quote each other. Let's quote the person next door who's done something amazing. Let's quote the person that you can sit with, that you can touch, that you can learn from. Her real story. You can walk in those footsteps. So within Sister Snog, I wouldn't say, you know, people are invited to join because they've got to be inspiring, but actually it is that. You know, we have people who inspire each other and challenge each other and support each other. And, you know, it's never been a better time to be a woman in business because it doesn't matter. People are turning their passions into profit, whether it's, you know, egg whites and sugar, like the meringue girls who I love, you know, whether it's creating satchels or it's photography or it's, you know, cooking, you know, you create a little something. So it means that things are possible where before they almost seemed that they weren't. I do like that quote when it says, you know, impossible has the word possible in it, just get rid of the in.
There are no barriers now. The only barrier is yourself. You put your barriers up. You have to break down those barriers, work through the challenges, and you can create whatever business you want to create now. Definitely, 100%. We don't, I mean, 100 years ago, we didn't have these opportunities.
We didn't have these. And the thing that is I am surrounded by inspiring women. You know, I and we would not be able to have what we've got if we were constantly fed, you know, with inspiration. And yeah, sometimes it's like, oh, I need to do that. Yeah, I saw an Instagram post today about, you know, being Audible, and yes, podcast is on the list, and so is using Audible Instagram. And I'm like, oh, I must put that. Yes, exactly. So if you're like attracts like, it's the norm now to have the winning mindset for the people that I'm around. And I think the thing about these awards is that they have evolved. Like we've evolved every year. I always do my research. They got bigger, they got better, they got more challenging. And you want to win. For us, we wanted to win one of the awards as opposed to, you know, Best Business Women of Hove, which wanted to go big.
So that's a good impact for you that you've got a national award under your belt.
Exactly.
So is there anything else that you wanted to share about the impact of winning an award has had on you and your business?
Well, there's nothing better than having a website where you can say an award-winning business club, and then also have, which I love the way I mean, I didn't know this before, and how you use your badge of excellence. So we've now got the badge of excellence, on the footer, and there's a link to the site, and it just says, it speaks volumes.
Yeah.
Awards,
It's quality, isn't it? It's a
yeah,
quality.
They're not just about this, although they are. They're, it's a recognition of all that sweat equity. It's a recognition that your peers, that other people are judging and saying, you've made it. When you're creating a business and you're building a brand, each little aspect you have thought about, sweated over, believed in, had sleepless nights, woken up early, you've had to deal with ups and downs, but it makes you stronger. And then you find other people. I mean, the buzz on the night felt like Hollywood. Seriously.
Yeah, that is what we strive to create. What we strive to create is an event where everybody feels a winner, regardless of whether they've won or not.
That is the thing. You are with the winners. You are with the finalists. It's not. It's not exclusive. It's an inclusive buzz.
Yeah. It's a true celebration of everybody, because if you've managed to get to the final, you've done really well, exceptionally well, and your success should be celebrated alongside the winners.
Yeah.
And that's what I set out to achieve, because I'd been to a lot of award ceremonies where I actually felt quite insignificant as a finalist. Didn't get a certificate with my name on it, wasn't called on stage. And I thought, oh, okay, so we're only celebrating 20 people here, or however many winners there were. Everybody else was just, it didn't feel that our achievement of actually being a finalist
was recognised.
And recognised, and I wanted to change that, because I felt that I would have loved a photograph with me on stage with the winner and the sponsor, and to come away for an event and not even be in a photograph, I found a bit,
Well, it's like there is something about achieving and winning, and getting the gold medal at the Olympics, but it's all those others. So, like today, Sister Snog is Woohoo Wednesday, #Woohoo Wednesday, and it's all about celebration, but it's about celebrating tiny little wins. Well, you could celebrate if you've got wins, and, mega milestones and everything in between. And we as the past few months have shown how much we need to celebrate, how much we need to be with each other. I know the world is becoming a bit more virtual, and I accept that and I actually embrace it. And it's been great for us to rethink and embrace something that we maybe thought about. But this feeling of buzz that you get, so what was great on the evening was that it wasn't just us, Annie and I. We were amongst some of the other finalists that we knew, and it did feel, as I say, you see when in the magazines, the hellos and the okays and the catwalk and the red carpet. These are the things that make life, sparkle.
Yeah, I'd agree.
And the way that you do the awards, I think everyone felt the sparkle. Everyone felt like they were there, on the red carpet. And, you could have all the, I don't know what you call them, but where you put your face through it.
The frames and stuff.
The frames, of course, So from the minute that you walk in the afternoon with your trolley dolly, with all your clothes, and you're seeing each other, and it's like being in a film. It really is. And you capture it.
Oh, thank you. So it's been great talking with you, and I could probably talk to you all day, but just to close off, really, what would your advice be to anyone thinking of entering?
You know what? You could think about it for another 12 months. And in 12 months, who knows, the Martians may have landed. Or you could enter it today and you could be going home with a gong. And even if you don't, you could be a finalist. I mean, the social buzz of the finals, and when people are known as, it's this award is not for the evening, it's for the time before, it's the time there, and then it's forever, you know, happily ever after. Yeah. And for me, it's just, it's the buzz that I was looking for. And we will be entering other awards, but there is something quite memorable. But I would say, don't leave it to the last day. That is my major bit of advice. Start collecting your evidence, start filling it out, and it will actually do something for your business. You've got to be a bit brave and courageous, because it's like, oh, I don't really want to do that because it's going to be too difficult. Yes, it is going to be difficult and challenging, because this isn't a ABC tick box. It's not multiple choice as to why you should win. You've got to give it some thought. And as a result of what we did, some of the copy and the messages that are on our website came about as a result of doing the awards, because they made me think, is it that or is it that? What's the nuance? What's the difference? How's our positioning? What should we do for next year? What are our plans? It's a strategic.
It's giving you the chance to look at the business as well.
It's a strategic exercise, and nobody's ready for anything. But just do it.
So let's have our closing frame of the video with you with your award. And this was the very outfit that Hela was wearing on the night.
Yes, there you go. I would show you the bottom bit, but I've got my slippers on.
Oh,
just kidding.
And we will be interviewing Annie.
Yes.
Well. We just thought it was better to do separate interviews, because you've both got your own stories to share. And so we'll be looking forward to interviewing Annie as well. So thank you so much for joining us today. It's been absolutely amazing and so insightful to talk to you. And how exciting is it going to be for the final this year?
Totally and utterly.
Thank you, Hela.
Thanks, Debbie.